Welcome everyone to the channel. So I finally got a new camera, so hopefully the sound quality is better. It's quite windy today here. I don't know, it's probably about lunchtime right now. So if the wind noise is pretty bad, I'm sorry for that. But anyhow, we're working on the Freightliner today. We're finally getting around and working on this thing. Yeah, it's a little deviation from our normal stuff, but the goal for today is to pull the head off and get the O-rings changed out, which I think is all it is on the number 4 liner. Should be right here. So that's all I think it is. I pulled the pan off several weeks ago, and I looked up under there and I can see water coming down from the number 4 cylinder liner. So the plan is to take the head off, take the pan back off. I only got a few bolts holding it up there at the moment anyhow, but get all that taken off and try to replace the liner. I ordered a new liner pack. I ordered, it came with the liner, the O-ring seals, liner O-ring seals, and the came with a piston and rings. So I ordered that, ordered new head gaskets and stuff like that. I didn't get new head bolts. I don't know if I can reuse them or not. A buddy told me, who works on diesel trucks, he said as long as they're not too stretched and they're you can run a nut up them, he said I think you should be fine reusing them. So we're gonna check them. We might need new head bolts, but we're gonna go ahead and start taking this stuff apart here. So if you will look down in here, I already took this off. It's kind of, you can see how milky it is. I don't know if you can see that or not. A little rusted, but we're gonna try to. It's gonna need cleaning up. It's gonna be nasty, no doubt. And I don't know if it's all from the leaking liner, or if it just been sitting for so long that it's just kind of the moisture's kind of getting trapped up here in the covers. So anyhow, I don't have all the proper tools to do this, but I do have. I stopped at the old Harbor Freight and got some cheap breaker bars. So if I break them, I don't really care. But anyhow, guys, we're gonna get started on this today. I'm gonna try to get, just like I said, I don't have everything to finish it, but I'm gonna try to pull the liner out, replace the seals on the liner. Worst case scenario, I have a new liner and a new piston to put back in there if there is something wrong with the liner. But it is, from what I remember, it's number 4. So hopefully I remember it right. But anyhow, we're gonna start with that and see what kind of damages we can get done today. So also, to those that were wondering where the second gen was, it's back here with the semi. Right now it's being used as a prop for the hood, so the hood doesn't stay constantly open on the springs. So I'm gonna be getting back to work on it very soon, because next step I'm gonna do with that is pull the cab off so I can finish cleaning up the frame and all that, and pull the engine trans out, strip it down right to the frame, and then we'll start building back up. But to those who are wondering, it's still here. We're gonna get work on it here soon.
get scratching.
So it's been a few days since the last clip where we pulled the head off the semi right there. We got it brought down here to the shop so we can look at it. We'll go over that in a minute. Just gonna try to make this short and sweet. It's probably not gonna be short, but just try to catch you guys up on what's been happening. I know I didn't film a whole lot of the teardown of the truck. I think the last video clip was pulling the head off, and even then I only got, you know, this little bits and pieces here and there, if that. So I apologize for that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and catch you guys up on what we found. So yesterday I pulled the liner, as you see right there, the old liner out, and we'll go over that in a second. But anyhow, I'm just waiting on a few parts, and the reason why I kind of just jumped into this is because I wanted to figure out what the heck was wrong with it, to know if I needed to go, you know, a further extensive rebuild, or if I'm just going to slap it back together just for a little while, and then eventually down the road do a better rebuild, if you want to call it that. So for the time being, my plan is to just replace the one liner, which I already have, and the piston head, which I already have, and throw it back in there and run it till it quits again, because there are some other issues that it needs properly rebuilt, and I don't have the time nor the, you know, need to throw that money into it right now. So we're gonna just kind of get it running where it's, you know, drivable and all that. But so for the time being, let me show you what we found the other day to start. So this is the old liner. As you can see, a bunch of pitting, cavitation, and like 3 spots around this thing. The only place that I could find that I could see right away, I don't think there's any there, but this spot right here, right, if you can see there, zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see there's like a shadow there, and there's, if I run the light over it, there's a little lip there. So it was definitely leaking out of there. That's why we had water in the piston. I don't know if I showed you that. If you guys follow my Instagram, you might already know. But there was that, and then the piston head, it was all nice and gooped up and everything. So like I said, I have a new liner in there and O-rings and everything, and I have a new piston head to go in this. So that's what I'm going to do. This obviously is not in great condition. You know, the O-rings are not great either, but like I said, I'm just going to slap this thing back together. We found the issue. Everything else looks okay. There's one other liner that the very top, this one here is a bad example, but all the others still have cross hatching except for one at the very top. It's like polished chrome. It's not that bad, but you know, it could use another liner in that one, and or just a complete rebuild. But the other issue that we're facing here, there's no bearing in this. I'll show you those in a second, but it needs gone through properly. I don't know how many miles are on it. It's a reman engine that's in the truck anyhow. But anyhow, everything over here seems pretty good. I did notice when we pulled the head, I think there's one valve that's stuck. I can't remember, but one valve underneath was wet, a number 1 cylinder. So we'll check that out before everything goes back together. Number 4, this is the problem cylinder right here. And anyway, everything seems uniform. That's all just me from touching the dark grease. But so the head, first looking at it, it looks okay. Obviously we got to clean it up, make sure the head isn't cracked as well. But we'll look into that. Make sure no damage happened because of the water that was in the cylinder. So anyway, we'll definitely give this a once over. And when I go to, I bought a kit, just a general gasket kit that has all this stuff in it. Like these are all like valve covers, manifold gaskets. These are manifold gaskets. These are manifold. These are the intake. These are like a coolant. I don't know what you call them, but coolant passes through those. I don't even know what half these O-rings are for, but there's all the parts we took off. I cleaned up some of this the other night with the pressure washer to get ready to go back together. The jakes, rocker assemblies over there. So anyway, let me show you the bearing real quick. One of the few parts we're still waiting on is the bearings, and this was the bottom bearing. As you see, there's a chunk missing out of that. I don't know, but I ordered a new set of lower bearings. This one here has kind of got weird wear on it. I don't know what that's from or what caused that, but it's like heavily worn in the center and not so much on the sides. If it wasn't smashed together right, I don't know. But I did order new bearings. We're going to try to just polish the crank up a little bit. The other part that I ordered, I forgot when I was trying to push that piston out. I forgot about these oil piston coolers or whatever you call them, and I'm not sure, but I think I tweaked it a little bit. So rather than chance it, I just went ahead and ordered another one of these. So I'm waiting on one of these and a bearing set, and then we're gonna polish up the crank best we can with some some fine grit sandpaper and so on and so forth. Try to get it best we can and just slap the thing back together and get it back and running. That's all assuming that the head's fine and everything else is good with that. But here's all the that's one thing I need to see if there's O-rings in that package for the Jakes, because these here they're falling apart. So I need to see if there's O-rings for that. But yeah, everything's here. I don't think I'll need new bolts. I don't know if you're supposed to get new ones when you do it, but like I said, for the time being, I'm just going to check them all, make sure that all the head bolts are more or less close to the same length. If there's one that's way out, they're really not expensive to replace them all, but like I said, that's just another cost that down the road I'd like to do a full rebuild on the entire engine and just go through everything, give it a more or less break, make it brand new. But for the time being, that's not in the plan. So we're just gonna throw it back together with what we got and go from there. So anyhow, that's gonna be coming up shortly. Just wait, like I said, just waiting on a few things to finish putting this back, to put it back together properly. I did have to order. I don't have a torque wrench that torques 350, so I ordered a torque wrench. Gotta wait for that to come in anyhow before you even torque the head down. But so yeah, I'm just more or less catching you guys up what's been happening. Got a lot of parts to put back on the truck, but all in all, should be fine as we go forward here. So anyhow, that's the plan. Like I said, I am not a mechanic. I just like tinkering with all this stuff. I'm pretty good at remembering where everything goes. Like, I don't know. That's just what I would call myself. I'm a backyard mechanic. I know where stuff came from. I know how to put it back together. Whether or not I break it in the process is another story. But nonetheless, we're just going to throw this truck back together, get it back up and running, so that way, just whatever, we can drive it and have fun with it for the time being. And then down the road, I'd like to do a proper rebuild on it, where I go ahead and replace all the liners, all the pistons, everything. Take the crank out, get it, turned down if it needs it, or just polished up, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So that's the goal for the future. But for right now, we're just getting this truck back up and on the road. So I am already way long. This is like 10 minutes already. So I'm going to stop talking. Hopefully I can cut some of this out. But anyhow, guys, we're going to get back to work real soon. Probably next video or two on the truck. I wanted to take the semi apart just so I can know what I was dealing with, and now I got more or less a lot of room taken up with truck parts. So kind of need to get that put back together, at least get it cleaned up, and just get all the parts back on it. Whether or not we do it all all in one day, just get everything back to that point. So anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out here, and hopefully maybe in the next couple videos or so, when we get the truck back together, we'll take it for another rip and make sure that fix the oil leak. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one.